You got to want it as bad as you want to breathe. Listen to me. Life is going to knock you down. I don't care who you are, where you from, how much money you got in the bank. You will face setbacks. But here's what separates the winners from the quitters. The winners come back stronger. Resilience is a choice. Life is going to test you, challenge you, and push you to your limits. It's not a question of if adversity will come, but when. And when it does, you have a decision to make. Are you going to stay down or are you going to fight back? Too many people let setbacks define them. They let failure become their identity. But real champions, real winners, they understand that resilience isn't something you're born with. It's something you choose. You have to make up your mind that no matter what happens, you will not break. You might bend, you might stumble, but you will not break. It's easy to be strong when things are going well, but true strength is built in the moments when everything seems to be falling apart. When you lose that job, when you fail that test, when the business doesn't take off the way you planned, those are the moments that define you. It's in those moments that you have to look yourself in the mirror and say, I'm not done yet. Most people don't fail because they lack talent or opportunity. They fail because they give up too soon. They let the pain of the moment convince them that the dream isn't worth fighting for. But the pain you feel today is shaping the champion you're going to be tomorrow. Every setback is a lesson. Every loss is a stepping stone. And if you refuse to quit, if you keep pushing forward, you will come back stronger than ever. Think about the greatest athletes, the most successful entrepreneurs, the leaders who changed the world. Every single one of them faced failure. Michael Jordan got cut from his high school basketball team. Oprah was fired from her first TV job. Steve Jobs was kicked out of his own company. But did they stay down? No. They made a decision. They chose resilience. They chose to rise. And that's exactly what you have to do. When life hits you, you have to hit back harder. When people doubt you, you have to believe in yourself even more. When you feel like giving up, you have to remind yourself why you started in the first place. Because the moment you decide that nothing will break you, that's the moment you become unstoppable. So let them count you out. Let them say it's over. But when they do, stand up, look them in the eye, and tell them, I'm just getting started. Pain builds strength. Nobody likes pain. Nobody wakes up in the morning hoping to struggle, to feel disappointment, or to face failure. But pain is necessary. It's the fire that shapes the strongest steel. It's the pressure that turns coal into diamonds. Without it, there is no growth. Without it, there is no strength. The problem is that most people run from pain. They avoid challenges. They stay in their comfort zones because they don't want to feel discomfort. But what they don't realize is that the very thing they're running from is the thing that will make them stronger. Pain isn't here to destroy you. It's here to develop you. Every setback, every loss, every failure is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to become better than you were yesterday. The people who achieve greatness aren't the ones who had it easy. They're the ones who went through the storm and came out stronger. They're the ones who took their pain and turned it into power. Think about a bodybuilder in the gym. The only way muscles grow is through resistance. The only way to get stronger is to push through the pain of lifting heavier weights, of tearing down muscle fibers so they can rebuild even bigger. It's the same with life. Every hardship you face is resistance. Every challenge is weight being added to your bar. You can either let it crush you or you can use it to build yourself up. When you go through failure, you have two choices. You can let it break you or you can let it build you. The people who come back stronger are the ones who take their pain and turn it into fuel. They don't sit around feeling sorry for themselves. They don't make excuses. They take that energy, that frustration, that disappointment, and they use it to push harder, to work smarter, to become better. They understand that pain is temporary, but growth is permanent. If you've ever been through a tough time, if you've ever felt like giving up, I want you to think about this. What if your struggle is the very thing that's preparing you for success? What if the pain you're feeling right now is making you into the person you need to be to handle what's coming next? You see, strength isn't built when everything is easy. It's built in the struggle. It's built in the moments when you feel like you can't go on, but decide to take one more step anyway. So embrace the pain. Don't run from it. Don't let it scare you. Let it shape you. Let it teach you. Let it turn you into something greater. Because the people who come back stronger are the ones who understand that every setback is just a setup for a comeback. And the stronger you become, the more unstoppable you will be. Mindset matters. Everything starts in your mind. Before you can win in life, before you can achieve your goals, you have to first win the battle in your own head. Your thoughts determine your actions, and your actions determine your results. The problem is most people sabotage themselves before they even start. They tell themselves they're not good enough, that they don't have what it takes, that success is for other people but not for them. They let fear, doubt, and negativity control their lives, and as a result, they stay stuck. They never take the risks necessary to reach their full potential because their mindset is keeping them small. But the people who succeed, the people who come back stronger after failure, they think differently. They don't see setbacks as the end, they see them as lessons. They don't let fear stop them, they push through it. They don't focus on what could go wrong, they focus on what could go right. That's the difference. It's not about talent, luck, or connections, it's about having the right mindset. Because when you believe in yourself, when you refuse to let doubt control you, when you decide that no matter what happens, you will keep going, that's when things start to change. Think about the most successful people in the world. What do they all have in common? They have an unshakable belief in themselves. They know that failure is just part of the journey. They don't let one bad day, one mistake, or one rejection define them. Instead, they use every experience, good or bad, to get better, to grow, and to keep pushing forward. They train their minds to see possibilities where others see obstacles. They train their minds to stay positive, even when everything around them seems to be falling apart. And that's what sets them apart. Your mindset is like a muscle. If you don't train it, it will default to negativity, it will default to fear, it will default to self-doubt. That's why you have to be intentional about what you feed your mind. If all you do is listen to negativity, if all you do is surround yourself with people who don't believe in you, then guess what? That's what your mind will accept as reality. But if you start feeding your mind with positive things, if you start surrounding yourself with people who uplift you, if you start speaking life into yourself instead of tearing yourself down, everything changes. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking they have to feel motivated before they take action. They wait for the right moment, the right mood, the right circumstances. But that's not how success works. Motivation is temporary. It comes and goes. If you rely on motivation to push you forward, you'll never get anywhere. What you need is discipline. You need to make a decision that no matter how you feel, you will keep going. No matter how hard it gets, you will not quit. Because your emotions are temporary, but your mindset is what determines your future. There will be days when you don't feel like putting in the work. There will be days when everything seems to be going against you, but that's when your mindset matters the most. That's when you have to remind yourself why you started in the first place. That's when you have to shut down the excuses and push through the resistance. Because every time you push past the doubt, every time you take action despite the fear, you are rewiring your brain for success. You are proving to yourself that you are stronger than you think. Most people quit not because they lack the ability, but because they lack the right mindset. They let temporary struggles make them forget about their long-term vision. They let failure convince them that they aren't capable. But failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of success. The only way you truly fail is if you stop trying. The only way you lose is if you give up. But if you keep going, if you keep learning, if you keep adjusting, then eventually you will succeed. The greatest athletes, the most successful business leaders, the icons we look up to, they didn't get there because life was easy for them. They got there because they refused to quit. They refused to let setbacks break them. They refused to listen to the voices that told them they weren't good enough. And most importantly, they mastered their minds. They took control of their thoughts instead of letting their thoughts control them. They understood that success starts from within. So what about you? Are you going to let fear dictate your future? Are you going to let setbacks define you? Or are you going to take control of your mind and create the life you were meant to live? The choice is yours. You can either keep thinking small, keep doubting yourself, keep letting negativity hold you back, or you can decide right now that you will change. You will think differently. You will believe in yourself, even when nobody else does. You will keep going no matter what. Because once you master your mindset, once you train your mind to be stronger than your emotions, nothing can stop you. No failure, no rejection, no obstacle will be able to hold you back. You will come back stronger. You will rise. And when people ask you how you did it, you'll be able to say, I changed my mindset and it changed my life. Mindset matters. Everything you do, every goal you chase, every dream you pursue, it all starts in your mind. Your thoughts shape your reality. The way you think determines the way you act, and the way you act determines the results you get. This is why two people can go through the exact same situation and come out with completely different outcomes. One person will see failure as proof that they aren't good enough and quit. The other will see failure as an opportunity to learn, adjust, and come back stronger. The difference isn't in their circumstances, it's in their mindset. Most people don't fail because they lack the ability, the intelligence, or the resources. They fail because they talk themselves out of trying before they even start. They let fear, doubt, and negative thinking control them. They tell themselves stories about why they can't succeed. I'm not smart enough. I don't have the right connections. I already failed too many times. They allow these limiting beliefs to become their reality, and as a result, they never reach their full potential. But the people who achieve great things in life think differently. They don't let setbacks define them. They don't let fear control them. They refuse to let doubt stop them from moving forward. They have trained their minds to focus on solutions instead of problems, on possibilities instead of limitations. Your mind is like a battlefield, and every day you are fighting against negative thoughts, against distractions, against the temptation to take the easy way out. The question is, are you winning that battle? Are you in control of your thoughts? Or are your thoughts controlling you? If you wake up every day telling yourself that you aren't capable, that success is out of reach, that you aren't lucky enough or talented enough, then you are setting yourself up for failure before you even start. But if you wake up and tell yourself, I am capable, I am strong, I will figure this out, then you are setting yourself up for success no matter how difficult the journey may be. It's easy to stay motivated when things are going well. But the true test of your mindset comes when things fall apart, when life throws challenges at you, when you experience failure, when you feel like nothing is going your way. What do? Do you let frustration consume you? Do you let self-doubt take over? Or do you remind yourself that struggle is part of the process and push forward anyway? The people who succeed in life are not the ones who never fail. They are the ones who refuse to let failure stop them. They have trained their minds to see every obstacle as an opportunity. They understand that growth comes from discomfort, that strength is built through struggle, and that persistence is more important than talent. Too many people let their emotions dictate their actions. They only work hard when they feel like it. They only stay disciplined when things are easy. But the problem with that approach is that motivation is temporary. There will be days when you don't feel like putting in the effort. There will be moments when doubt creeps in and you start questioning whether it's even worth it. And if you only take action when you feel good, you'll never reach your full potential. Success requires discipline, and discipline means doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. It means showing up when you're tired, when you're frustrated, when you're unsure. It means making progress every single day, no matter how small, because consistency is what separates the winners from everyone else. Think about the people who have achieved great things in history. Do you think they got there by only working when they felt motivated? Do you think they let fear or self-doubt stop them? No, they pushed through. They trained their minds to be stronger than their emotion. They decided that no matter how hard it got, they would not quit. That's the mindset you need to develop. Your brain is powerful, and what you feed it matters. If you constantly consume negativity, whether it's from the news, social media, or the people around you, then your mind will be filled with doubt and fear. But if you start surrounding yourself with positivity, if you start feeding your mind with encouraging thoughts, if you start listening to voices that push you forward instead of holding you back, everything will begin to change. Your perspective will shift. You will start seeing challenges as opportunities. You will start believing in your own potential. And when you believe in yourself, you become unstoppable. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking they need to wait until they feel ready. They think they need the perfect plan, the perfect moment, the perfect conditions before they start chasing their goals. But that moment will never come. There will always be challenges. There will always be uncertainty. If you wait until you feel completely confident, you will never take action. The truth is, confidence doesn't come before action, it comes after. You build confidence by doing. You develop belief in yourself by proving to yourself that you are capable. Every time you push past fear, every time you take a step forward despite uncertainty, you are training your mind to be stronger. The way you speak to yourself matters. If you constantly tell yourself that you can't do something, that is too hard, that you aren't good enough, then your brain will find ways to make that belief true. But if you start speaking life into yourself, if you start affirming your abilities, reminding yourself of your strengths, focusing on your progress instead of your failures, then you will begin to see yourself differently. You will start to act differently. And over time, those small changes in your mindset will lead to massive changes in your results. The difference between success and failure is not intelligence, luck, or resources. It's mindset. It's the belief that you can even when things are difficult. It's the ability to keep going when everything in you wants to quit. It's the discipline to stay focused even when distractions are pulling you in every direction. It's the decision to control your thoughts instead of letting your thoughts control you. So what are you going to do? Are you going to keep thinking the way you've always thought, acting the way you've always acted, getting the same results you've always gotten? Or are you going to make a change? Are you going to start training your mind to be stronger? Are you going to start feeding yourself thoughts that push you forward instead of holding you back? Are you going to commit to taking action even when you don't feel like it? Because once you take control of your mindset, once you shift the way you think, everything else will fall into place. Your actions will change, your results will change, your entire life will change. And when you look back, you'll realize that the only thing that was ever standing in your way was the way you thought. Change your mind and you will change your life.